Yes, so we are going to be discussing. Oh, well, I just want to take a quick sup. I know you're impatient. Oh, product placement. Yes. So, the deleted scene from the Batman was released. The messages from the Riddler on that website was finally released. And it was what I've seen a few people said it was either going to be the announcement of Batman 2, something to do with the comic book from the Riddler, a message from the Riddler, and then I've seen a couple of people predicting something to do with the Joker. Lo and behold, it was the Joker. So I'm going to be a little bit discussing about the actual scene. Barry Keoghan as the Joker and what it means. So let's go straight into it. The scene is set, it's in the lockup, just like the end of the film when Batman comes to speak to the Riddler. Now he comes and speaks to the Joker, played by Barry Keoghan. This is set up as sort of a Hannibal Lecter moment, the detective going to the serial killer for help, throws down pictures and files, and he's asking the Joker what he thinks of this, and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, and they kind of blurred out his face, he's not fully focused. Barry Keoghan does do really good. You can see it's kind of like chemical scars. It's kind of like a batarang, kind of where he got hit for the laughing, for the smile. His teeth are all crooked as fuck. And he's kind of mocking Batman. He's obviously proud, and he's like really likes the Riddler's work, and it's good, it's devious. I really liked Barry Keoghan's take, although it does have shades of Heath Ledger. I wouldn't say it was original per se. It does really, the way he kind of carries his head, really, very Heath Ledgery. Doesn't really bring something whole lot new to the role. It's not something we haven't seen before. Even Jared Leto even brought something new. Not that was good or anything, but was definitely different. Every iteration of the Joker has been different, which I'll get to now in a moment. Where does this take us for the next movie? Well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. If they were going to do a sequel, would it be something like where Batman is chasing other villains and he goes to the Joker for advice, sort of like Clarice going to Hannibal Lecter for advice. It's not original. It's not something groundbreaking. I can understand why they cut it from the movie. It really wouldn't have pushed the narrative any further than it was already going, or what we've been already told before. But it was a nice little scene, shot well. Barry Keoghan is really good in the scene. But I'm kind of like, hey, do we need another Joker? Honestly, do we really need another fucking Joker? Joker's one of my favourite characters ever, by the way. Even the good and the bad ones, I always still love watching the Joker. Over the last few years, we've got lots of different takes on the Joker. Originally from Cesar Romero's take from the 60s Batman, all the way up to Jack Nicholson's Joker and Tim Burton's Batman. we got a bit of a break then. Well, obviously Mark Hamill stepped into the animation role, which is groundbreaking, amazing. He played the Joker in the games, the Arkham games too. But more so talking about live action. Then there was a large gap then between the, well, I don't even know how many years, I'm not going to count them all up, but there was a large gap between Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, and we all know how that began when everyone thought Heath Ledger was going to be the Joker to how it ended up. Then there was a few years later, we got Gotham's take on it. Jerome and Jeremiah Valeska, played by Cameron Monaghan. He kind of played, I know there was two brothers and they played kind of three different variations, if you remember. Mr. J, the scar, obviously the scars on the face, from the second iteration I think it was, and there was one with the makeup and the sunglasses. I actually thought Cameron Monaghan was amazing as the Joker. Mr. J. He was never actually referred to as the Joker in Gotham at all, obviously. But his take was so good. From that first moment you see him in the carnival or the circus, one or the other, and he's playing the innocent kid, the innocent boy, the innocent son, and then the change in his demeanour, the psychological, the switch was just so good. And through the seasons, obviously then one of the brothers died, through the seasons he grew even more different iterations of the same character in the same show, and it was just so fucking good, so underrated. Now Gotham had a lot of problems, a lot of issues, but I did actually like Gotham. I must give it another watch again. I obviously watched Smallville recently as well, so I must give this a watch. But back to more live action versions. And then we got Jared Leto's version in The Suicide Squad. Oh, I need a drink before we talk about this one. This has to be the worst version of the Joker I've seen. I'm not a huge Jared Leto fan. Not at all. I don't know what, maybe he's a lovely person. I don't really like him in any movies, but yeah, he's been in some of my favourite movies, the likes of Blade Runner 2049, Fight Club, Requiem for a Dream. He's been in a lot of them. Requiem for a Dream, sorry. It felt like that version of the Joker, the first version before Zack Snyder cut, it felt like Justin Bieber was on crack and he was a gangster. That's that version of the Joker, and it was just, yeah, shit. Then we had the 2019 version of Joaquin Phoenix's The Joker. Taking a lot of inspiration from Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, from King of Comedy. I think I've mentioned it in other videos. I understand why people didn't like that version of the Joker. They also they thought the whole incel thing, and I really like that version of the Joker. I really like the movie. There's one or two things I didn't like about it. I never felt he would be a formidable foe for Batman in the future. I never got that sense. I got that sense he's a bit of a weasel and he created a movement, or, well, we don't really know because his narration is a bit all over the place. But I never got the sense he could compete with Batman or Troy and actually be Gotham's fucking crown prince of crime. But Heath Ledger version in that world, in that universe, was absolutely a phenomenal performance. Absolutely phenomenal. One of the best performances of the last 10 years. Whether people like the movie or not, his portrayal of a man suffering mental health that turns to crime and violence is phenomenal. Then we got another version of Jared Leto's Joker in Justice League Schneider Cut. Another different version, not far off from Joaquin Phoenix version. Did we really, really need another version of the Joker? We definitely didn't need Justice League's version. It was just pointless. We're just getting Joker. Let's just throw Jokers at us. Clowns to the left of me, Jokers to the right. Oh, yeah. And then we get this version of the Joker in the Batman. I'm not sure if we need it. Not sure if I want it. It was good to see. I'd like to see more of Batman's gallery of villains being brought to the front. I don't know who we could bring in next. Some people are saying Mr. Freeze would be really good. Will Mr. Freeze really fit into Matt Reeves' universe? Does he fit into that world? Bane could, but we've seen Bane twice already. We've seen a dumb version. We've seen a military version of him. Do we need another version of Bane? I don't think so. Another version of Scarecrow? No. Mr. Freeze could be really, really interesting. I mean, really interesting. But how do you do that in a real world setting? If Nolan's Batmans were really like down to earth to a degree, then Matt Reeves was even more lifelike. So I do not know where the next one will go. I do think they will end up making a trilogy. I have a sneaky suspicion that the second one will be Batman is going to him to stop, going to the Joker for advice to stop a villain, blah 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 blah, like Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter, you name it. At the end of that movie, he escapes, and then he's the main villain. They finish off the trilogy. They may be amazing movies, but I'd like them to take something different. Go somewhere else. Could he do a different iteration of Black Mask? No, Black Mask was in Birds of Prey. Could he do a darker version of that? Maybe. Who knows? Ra's al Ghul. Possibly. Poison Ivy. Another of Batman's main villains we've seen before, not really put to use. Harvey Dent. There's a good one. Could we see Harvey Dent's Two-Face in this real world? He really could be in this universe. The likes of Poison Ivy, the likes of Mr. Freeze, I don't know. I'm sure there's a way that could be done. But anyway, yes, really liked the performance by Barry Keoghan's Joker. Didn't really give us anything new. Actually, if you would like to see something more like a continuation on from Ledger's Joker blogs on YouTube. I don't think they ever finished it, but it's really actually good. It's like little short webisodes, and it's really good, really entertaining. You should check it out. But please remember to like, subscribe. Oh, I'm gonna take another swig. Hold on. Like, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your girlfriend, your mother, Batman, the Joker. Tell whoever to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.